and welcome to my channel Elemental Origins. My name is Starr and I'm going to enter into the space today with a sage smudge. I feel like there is a lot going on for the collective. I haven't done a pick a card reading for a season for a little while. I was doing them quite early on at the beginning of my journey, and yeah, I actually removed a lot of those videos from YouTube because I've grown as a reader, and I feel like the messages were heard and resonated with the people that needed them at that time, and I've entered into a new space, and I very much feel like this is what this reading is representing for a lot of you. This reading is for the Sagittarius season, and I wasn't really getting too much as to why I was bringing this reading forward. The only thing that I was kind of being given as a preface for this was sort of the season that we're in. We're coming up to like the Christmas period and what that means energetically. And I think I haven't even taken that into consideration on my journey yet, to be honest with you. I had a real oh gosh, yeah, what does that actually mean for myself and my own personal journey and across the board as a collective? And I was hearing this message of moving from myself to thyself, and I had to look up the specific definition of thyself, and it does just mean yourself. But the way that it was being conveyed to myself was that we move from this space of thinking about ourselves only and connecting into this more this divinity that lives within us, and this idea of giving and sharing. And perhaps even if we consider the time of the holiday season to be one that is full of trauma, a lot of people, there's a lot of different emotions that are stirred up through the holiday seasons. Those that might be struggling, there's a lot of trauma from being around family. And I thought, no matter which way I looked at it, whether it's triggering, whether it's a real happy time, it forces you into looking at the divine essence that is perhaps present or not present in your life. And I hope this is making sense what I'm trying to say. It's hard to kind of put it into words, but there's this idea of that the season, the holiday season, Sagittarius season, really sets us up to be looking at the divine aspect that perhaps lives within us already, that we can see around us, or perhaps is lacking, and a higher level understanding. This idea of lack, it's like a lack of spirit. I see that as, because technically monetary value does exist, but it doesn't unless you have the spiritual essence, the spiritual nature to go with that backing. And when I say spiritual, I guess I mean just this understanding of a collective higher than self, and understanding outside of self. And this is why it came to from myself to thyself. You start looking at things as a whole, and I think this is picked up energetically and isn't necessarily understood, but we experience that. So I thought actually Sagittarius season, and I think it's Capricorn season that is directly after for the holidays, for Christmas. But I thought there is a collective energy that turns us introspective and can be triggering, but then that leads us to a more unified understanding of the world around us and perhaps which way we want to turn. And this idea of needing to rest more, needing a lot more relaxation and a lot of self-care. I was hearing to bring forward root chakra cleanses and womb clearing as well, especially through this season. But something else I did want to share was that I did have a visitation this morning when I was sat at my altar, and I haven't connected with this being for quite some time in like a one-to-one space. I feel that energy come in and they'll sometimes show themselves to me as an essence. But I had a visitation from Jesus this morning, and I hadn't put the two and two together until literally just sitting down for this reading. And I think this answers perhaps some questions that people might have about myself. I'm good with God, is what I want to share, but also I haven't come into the energy of God as a singular entity yet on my journey. I've experienced Jesus Christ, I've experienced Mary, I've experienced the Order of Melchizedek, I've experienced, lots of many adaptations of religion, of Christianity, of, you know, Catholicism in that way, but I haven't met God as a singular man. I've experienced what I consider to be source energy. I've experienced Christ consciousness and that understanding of, you know, evolution through the expansion of energies and, how do I want to word this? And how that is never ending. That's what I've experienced, but I haven't met God, is what I want to share, which, you know, leaves a question mark for me in my journey, and what that means, you know, yet I'm yet to discover. So I don't know why that's relevant, but I felt like that was relevant and to bring forward today. And also when I was trying to think back to what I was told speaking with Jesus, I couldn't remember. You know, it has been taken from my memory, and this happens a lot, specifically where I find myself in my journey right now. And this is something that I've only just been told recently, is that it's actually more detrimental for me to know exactly what's going on in my life right now. And in some other spaces, you know, I'm working with some real dark energies and things that a lot of beings out there don't want me to be bringing to the light. So, you know, it's safer for me to not know everything. And I think some of you might be in the exact same space. So I think don't worry if you feel like you aren't necessarily getting a full footing where you find yourself right now. And, you know, I was trying to look into the future a lot, you know, given that I can see into most spaces at this point. And there was just a grey area for me and my life, and I thought, I don't know what that's about. And only, you know, maybe a few weeks ago was I told that I can't know, because it is more detrimental to me, because if I saw it, then, you know, other beings would try and stop that from happening, which they, you know, could potentially infringe upon. So that's interesting for me, and I think that is the same for some of you out there in the collective as well. So I hope that that makes this a little bit easier for you, because I think that sometimes when I've been trying to, you know, necessarily manifest things in, it's like I couldn't visualize for myself like I could visualize for other people. And, you know, I will always say this, I'm always able to bring in more information about other people's journey other than myself. And I think some people genuinely don't believe me when I say that, but I promise you that is the truth. And, you know, sometimes I am told things, I am told, you know, this is what is the future plan, and I know that I know it, and then it gets taken from me because somewhere it's gone in energetically, and that's where, you know, that's all it needs to be at this moment in time. If it's a thought, you know, I might be overthinking it, I might be, I don't know, I might be sabotaging it for myself too. So I think some of you trust where you are right now, trust the hands that you are in, and I hope that this reading will perhaps put some things into perspective where you find yourself right now. I'm going to channel the energies of where you are right now, and then see what wants to come through. It's been left pretty open, and yeah, so take a minute to pick your pile, and I will go ahead with pile 1 and the Sagittarius season and what you might need to know. Hello Pile 1, this is your reading. Let's see what Spirit Guides, Teams and Guardians wish to say to you today regarding Sagittarius season. So the first card that I'm going to pull for you is the energy that you're in right now, and this comes from the Archetypes deck. And the first card that I've got is the Castle. There might be a few reading out of the guidebooks today, just because I've got a lot of oracles, and oh, it's so interesting. And yeah, they have really beautiful interpretations of their own cards. So I'm going to read a few of those, I think. The second card that I've got for you is Movement and 44 with Wind, which comes from the Nature Oracle. And we've got Shamel and Beginnings, which comes from the Atlantis Angels Oracle deck. And we've got Flowers and Fickle. I was hearing Fickle yesterday, and I wasn't sure why that was coming to mind, but as always, it's for something. And then we got Stargate of the Heart, heart chakra opening, unlocking generosity. And I knew this was going to come out for a pile, and I think it's going to come out for the pile that don't wish to be accessing this space right now. I felt this collective essence of no, anything but speaking about the heart. And yeah, it did make me laugh a lot. Pile 1, I apologize. because, yeah, I can definitely resonate with that energy at some points in my journey. I'm going to read a little bit of the Castle from the Archetypes deck. The Castle. Notice how castles are designed to keep things out. They defend, they separate. It is likely there is connection and community beyond its walls that will revitalize you. If this card appears with the king, the queen, or the maiden, know that you've entered into long-standing family dynamics that include prosperity and power. When in light, visiting your throne of power. When in darkness, stuckness, depression, spells, and walls. The palace, the penthouse, the fortress. It's no wonder fairy tales tell of sleeping princesses within castle walls. Like most archetypes, a castle is loaded with duality. It represents abundant riches, seductive fantasy, ornate wonders, and lavish adornments. Yet the walls are thick, cold, and shadowy. This card points to a tendency to hold on to possessions, quite possibly a literal home, or a position that projects the image of achievement, while the soul longs to roam barefoot in the forest, leaving it all behind. At times we must settle down, yet the castle lulls us into its spell of materialism, and we fall asleep to our deepest dreams. The castle can be a motivating force, an enchanting goal to travel towards, but it is best not to linger within its walls of decadent deception for too long. But it's best not to linger in its walls of decadent deception for too long. But it's best not to linger in its walls of decadent deception for too long. Okay, pile one. I think what is coming through from your oracles already is that you've been asking for movement, yet there are some things that you're like, I'm just not willing to budge on that. And your teams of light are coming forward to say, be wary of being stubborn this season, pile one, because actually what you think you want right now isn't truly what your heart desires. And it's going to take some time to really allow yourself to surrender to the process that you find yourself in right now, pile one. And as I went to start this recording, I lit my sage smudge in my pink candle, and all of the dust from other incense fell off into my beautiful pink candle that is quite fresh. And I was upset that it got muddied, and I was taken to a workshop that I went to last night, and yeah, thank you if you're here and watching this. And that we were taken through tales and how we'd lost something as a fellowship, and we had to go and find it. But in trying to find this thing that we lost, it had gotten broken, and trying to put it back together, and it wasn't going to be what it once was, and it had got muddied, it had got enclayed, and it was an aspect of allowing our shadow to seep into what we considered once to be perfect, but knowing that without the shadowy aspects of something, it could never be whole, it could never be perfect. So there's a fragility to what you're experiencing right now, pile one, in so much as a fact of that you aren't allowing for there to be and more that you can't see right now because you haven't delved as deeply as you need to go within self, pile one. And I find it interesting that we've got this imagery here too. It's like we've got the piles, we've got the rows, which can be considered to be quite decadent and lavish understandings, and then we've got this real bejeweled eye, but it's in darkness and it's closed. It's almost like you've got your eyes closed right now. It's like you're being blinded by by materialism somewhere right now, pile one. And with the green here and the heart chakra coming out, Stargate heart, I'm considering this to be the heart chakra, and you really do need to connect into your heart space, pile one, and understand what your heart's yearnings are, because your heart is yearning for a beginning that perhaps you're not allowing yourself to open up to, because it's like you haven't gotten to that bit yet, but now you're getting to that bit. And your teams are saying, you know, that this isn't wrong. Living with, you know, luxury and material in mind isn't wrong, but there is a layer of you that needs to be uncovered before this can be a balanced energy. Somewhere it's not a balanced energy within you. And I think you move quite quickly, Pile 1, and you're really having to slow down, and it feels unnatural to you. And, you know, I've very much been there. And to walk a spiritual path, or a path of some kind of self-introspection, it takes a lot longer than one anticipates, or at least it did for me. And, you know, everyone's journey is different, but there's moments where things move very quickly and then move real slowly. There's moments where you feel like you're not moving at all and it's painful. And I think you're you are in that space in between right now. There is a lot of growth that is going to happen within Sagittarius season. So you've got 4 weeks of intense growth, Pile 1, and this is here to warn you of that. This is here to allow you to give yourself space to purge, to release, to gain a softer understanding of yourself and who you are at a soul's level. But I think this is going to be painful, Pile 1. I don't think you've reached this level of your heart space yet this lifetime. And, you know, this is something that I've been very introspective about over the past few days, and thinking about myself and my journey, and, you know, how much I was very heart closed for a long portion of my life. And I did a very good job at pretending my heart was open when, you know, I wasn't even aware of how closed off my heart was, and how closed off I just was to many things, because I was terrified. I was terrified of life. I was terrified of, I think, myself too, somewhere, Pile 1. I think that you might perhaps resonate with that energy, and I think it's because you are so powerful. There was a layer within me that I knew that I had, you know, all of these higher understandings of life, but I hadn't opened that door yet. And now that I look back on it, it's like I knew that layer of me was there, and I felt terrified to show that, because I knew it wasn't going to be accepted in the way that I was living, you know, those years ago. And it's been a very gradual journey, unlocking myself to this. And yeah, I remember like 6 years ago, I found myself at a spiritualist church, and I felt like I was having a mental breakdown, but I knew that something was speaking to me. I was like, I'm seeing signs in, it was like I was seeing signs in like bathroom, like wood, I don't even know how to call it, but when you see like images in wood, that's what I was seeing. I was like, I'm seeing signs on like signposts, I'm seeing signs in wood in bathroom stores, I was seeing signs in woods and tables, and I was like, something is trying to speak to me. And, you know, at that time everyone was kind of like, are you okay? And I was like, I don't know, but something is happening that I can't explain. I found myself at the spiritualist church, and I think it was for a chart reading, an astrological chart reading workshop. And I think I just sat there quite, it was very overwhelming to me. And I just sat in silence, and I think I couldn't even get on with the task that, you know, we'd been set as a group. And I'll always remember a lady coming over that was running the workshop, or she might have been the helper. I think she was like the helper of the person that was running the workshop. And, you know, she just placed her hand on my shoulder, and she's like, are you okay? And I said, I don't know. I'm not entirely sure why I'm here, but something has guided me here, but I don't think it's for this. And, you know, she just looked me dead in the eye with a real soft face, and she said, it's okay. You're exactly where you need to be right now, and, you know, just do what you want to do in this space right now. And, you know, I eventually managed to gather up some form of something to be engaging with what the actual workshop was, but I wasn't ready to be in the full understanding of everything that, you know, I'm in possession of now. And this was 6 years ago, you know, so there's been those incremental, like, slow sort of incidences of me opening up. And I think me sharing that story is going to allow you to see just how much you've been on this path your entire life, Pile 1. And I think that's something that you're missing right now. You think that this path isn't for you somewhere, yet you're walking it, and it's almost, you're fighting yourself, Pile 1, because you're like, this can't be for me, you know, this is not who I am, this is not what I'm about. But actually, it is your heart and it is your soul. And you know, I hate to break it to anyone that is here, but the path of walking with spiritual enlightenment is the sole reason why, you know, we are on this planet, why anyone is on this planet, is because they are expanding at a soul's level. And it's a lot to take in, Pile 1, but think of it like you're not alone. No matter what things look like around you, no matter what people might be portraying around you, they are on this path too, with you, beside you. And I think you'll be surprised as to how many people step forward because you have, Pile 1. I feel like you have a lot of leverage in some way. You're an important pillar somewhere, and I think you stepping forward is going to encourage others to do the same. And I think you're going to be surprised of how many you see actually mirroring you and aspects of you, and understanding that there are so many around you that feel the exact same as you, but they're just terrified to show it because they don't have anyone else there to be showing themselves in that full capacity. And you know, that's something that I've experienced in the backwards sense, Pile 1. You know, I stepped forward, it wasn't received well. I have gone through a lot of deception, deceit, dishonesty, you know, really upsetting scenarios happen because I stepped forward in my light. And only now am I starting to see where, you know, I've had influence on people somewhere. They will never give me that credit. They will never turn around and say, you know, it's because of you why I've done this. It's because of you why, you know, I feel like I can do this. But I know it. I get told, you know, by my teams of light. And I'm happy for those people. You know, even the ones that have hurt me, I'm happy for them. Like, that's the reason that I'm here. And I do try and take, you know, emotions out of it. I try and take myself out of the equation and just see myself as, you know, a light being that is here to just share what I've experienced in other lifetimes, this one, what I know in expanse, and, you know, to encourage other people to step forward into what their heart and their soul is calling them to do, because it was killing me not listening to that calling, Pile 1. It was killing me. But I'm going to read a little bit from the Stargate Heart as well, the heart chakra opening, unlocking, and generosity. Stargate Heart. It's number 144, which might be important to some of you as an angel number. The heart chakra is our connection to love and generosity. When opened, it can take us on a powerful expedition to experience love. In the Sanskrit, it is known as the anahata, which means unstruck or even unbroken, revealing that even though we may feel our heart is broken, our true spiritual heart is always whole. The heart chakra governs all the aspects of the heart, including relationships, what lights us up, and our course of self-worth. And there is always a way to be connecting into the aspect of light and gateway that is brought forward with these oracle cards. So the way to connect in with your heart space says to place your hands on your heart space and breathe deeply. Invite the sacred temple within to lower its Invite the sacred temple within to lower its drawbridge and open its gates so that you can experience love and harmony. So there is a layer of you that needs to be soothed, self-soothed at this time, I think, Pile 1, and allowing that drawbridge to come down and the gates to open. I'm seeing like a castle, and this does have a beautiful castle in the background here, and I've been very much in fantasy land this week, Pile 1. I watched a film which is called The School of Good vs. Evil. I've been watching the Dark Crystal series that I started a long time ago and haven't gotten around to finishing, and I've been in Dragon Energy, Dragon Land for the past few weeks, and I've been loving it. I've been really exploring and allowing myself to really just open up to the spaces of light. I'm in a lot of dark spaces in other places that I work, and it's quite a juxtaposition to then go and be in the lighter aspects of expansion with like the fairy kingdom or the elementals like the dragons, and you know what would consider to be fairy tales, and you know it's all real. And you know whatever you believe in here, I just bring forward what I've experienced, and you know you might think I'm cuckoo, crazy, whatever, but I experience it as my reality, and I called that in. And whether that's crazy, whether that's hijacking a system that I know to be false, which is what I believe it to be, whether that's enlightenment, whether that's just, you know, an expression of what is possible in this universe and what is possible from the capacities of the human mind. There's some of you might be quite logical thinkers here, so I'm going to try and put it in all terms that I can. But there's a layer to life that you want to be experiencing, Pile 1, yet you're telling yourself that you don't. And your teams of light want you to examine this, because a new beginning is on the horizon for you. But I'm hearing it's not going to be here forever. So really take the time, Pile 1. You have 4 weeks in this Sagittarius expanse to, I think, make some real headway with yourself, with your progress, and to filter out, to purge out what is truly no longer serving you. And we've got the moon for you. There's going to have to be deep shadow work done, Pile 1, and I think some of you have only just scratched the surface of that. We've got the Page of Pentacles. We've got the Strength. I'm so glad that this card's come out for you, Pile 1. I'm going to pull just one more tarot. Ace of Swords. Yeah, some of you might be real stuck in your mental mind at this time, and this is what is holding you back. Your teams of light are saying your strength lies in your logic, or so you once thought, Pile 1, and your teams of light are saying that actually your strength resides in your heart space, which is not what you want to hear right now, Pile 1. So they're saying you're going to have to look at matters of the heart, matters of unlocking that heart chakra, so that you can come into balance of this strength, and also your softer aspects of you, your vulnerability. You don't like to be vulnerable, Pile 1, is what is coming through with this. And I'm being told to suggest you to look at ferns, and that feels real random, and I think it's only going to make sense if it makes sense, but watching ferns grow is going to help you in some way, Pile 1. Take what resonates, but I think you're very much stuck in a mental prison right now with your fickle thoughts and this idea of wanting fast movement, and your teams are saying that it is not going to happen the way that you want it to happen, because it's not who you truly are at a soul's level, and it's going to be exactly what it needs to be and should be for you and your soul's expansion, Pile 1. It's almost like you have to surrender to this process now. And I'm hearing like you think there is going, like, how do I want to word this without sounding it's not an ultimatum from your guides, because they're saying you've already started this process, and you know it's what you came here to do. So they're saying you may as well surrender to it now, so that, you know, it doesn't become something that is just so challenging for you at all turns, Pile 1. And they're saying, like, in your heart you want this change. So they're saying, why are you resisting? Why are you resisting the steps that you've been shown that you need to take? Because you will end up taking them in one way or another, Pile 1. And, you know, there is an easy way to this path, and then there is a difficult way for, you know, what we choose. And they're saying, please think now, so that there is not more difficulty on the way. And, you know, this is not to scare, this is not to say, to pressure, but they're saying you've decided this for yourself already at a soul's level, and you're fighting with yourself at this point. Your teams of light are here to help aid you in what you asked to experience this lifetime for yourself. So they're saying, you know, you can fight us, you can say what you want to us, that's okay, we're here for it. And, you know, I think that sometimes, you know, I hear things from other speakers, and, you know, this idea of being respectful with your guides, and of course, but if you're angry, you know, tell them that you're angry. And, you know, I've had real stern words with my guides. I've thrown temper tantrums, I've been, you know, I've acted like a child, and they're here for it, Pile 1. And, you know, sometimes that's what it takes to go to bat with them, for them to be able to unlock you. So they're saying, you know, if you want to fight us, fine. Like, you can. And we'll still support you. I think there is a layer of you not trusting that you're supported right now, Pile 1. And this might be because you've made some massive shifts and you might have felt like you've been losing a lot. And I promise you, I have been there. And, you know, I'm still rebuilding from a life that once was. And, you know, I wasn't happy where I was. And it took me a real long time to figure that out and to make these massive changes in my life. But I'm grateful for it. Of course, there's some days that I wish, you know, this path was quicker, or, you know, I had more of the things that I thought that I would have by now on my journey. But I'm having to trust that everything is happening in the divine right time for me. And I do trust my teams of light more than I trust myself, you know, in some incidences. But I always come back to my heart, to my soul, and to try and surrender when I can feel like it's almost like my real stubborn essence comes out. You know, that's when the true breakthroughs are happening, because you're coming up against the bits that need to be worked through. And the answer is always to surrender, Pile 1, and come back to the heart space. And, you know, that's real difficult when we feel like we've been hurt, when we feel like we've been, tortured, I'm hearing. And I'm sorry to hear that, Pile 1. And you have to heal the heart space, Pile 1. This is what this whole reading boils down to, is that you have to heal the heart space so that you can walk forward and experience this new beginning full of love, full of prosperity, full of mysticism and enlightened understandings, Pile 1. I think you are a pile that enjoys learning, enjoys speculating about the universes and life and, you know, mystics of old and what's possible. So allow yourself to believe that all of that is true about you. And you deserve to walk a path of that in its full expanse. What's holding you back, Pile 1? Because whatever's holding you back isn't in your heart. But that's all I'm getting from your spirit guides, teams, and guardians, Pile 1. Thank you for allowing me to be your reader. And if you do think this message will resonate with anyone else, please do share this reading with them. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. But thank you, Pile 1. Hello, Pile 2. This is your reading. Let's see what spirit guides, guardians, and teams wish to say to you. The first card that I'm going to put down is from the Archetypes deck, and this represents the energy that you are in right now. And that card is the Unseen. I'm going to read from the books today because some of these cards are very specific and they do have beautiful meanings to them. So I'm going to read a few of those. But the second card that I've got for you is Crystal Quartz and Focus. Number 8 on there, which I'm reading as an infinity symbol. And the third card I've got for you is Sun Dolphin and Intention, which comes from the Atlantis Angels Oracle deck. And we've got Thunder and Lightning and Power, and that's in reverse. And I always see this as the Tower card. So that's in reverse for you, Pile 2. Wow, okay. Akashic Stargate, aligned with purpose, crossroads, no wrong path. I'm enjoying this, Pile 2. I'm enjoying your energy. I think you've got your eye on something. And you are setting good intentions moving forward. And your teams are saying continue to do that throughout this Sagittarius season because it's a real potent time for you. And I brought in this amethyst stack and I'm seeing it's like you're sat in this little crescent here. I'm seeing this as like almost like a throne. And it's like you're ready to claim your full power, Pile 2. You're ready to claim your full power. You're ready to claim your full sovereignty from something. It's like you've been bound by something, Pile 2, and your intention was to set yourself free, and you have done it. You've done it already, is what I'm hearing. But I'm going to read a little bit from this unseen card before we get into more of your messages, because I think this might be quite important for you to understand your own energy right now. Pile 2. Bear with me, Pile 2. The unseen. Being graced by the unseen is a gift. Treat it kindly. Allow yourself to be seen by eternal eyes. I love this energy for you, Pile 2. Guidance comes in many forms. Don't expect it to be glittery or comfortable. The spirit world speaks the truth. Sometimes it soothes, sometimes it burns. When in light, clairvoyant guidance, whispers of wisdom. When in dark, dark looming energy, unwillingness to forgive. The unseen, the spirit, the ancestor, the eternal. The unseen is just as it sounds. We cannot see it, yet it sees us, watching and waiting with wisdom, both kind and instructive. We feel this presence, sense it, intuit, and then doubt its existence. Though it rallies our attention time and time again, the energy of the unseen may come in many forms: a compelling dream, a sudden insight, a clear voice, a vision or message from a loved one who has passed to the other side. It is natural to fear these communications as they challenge our perspective of what is real. When this card appears, your guides are near. The eternal is present. The doorway between worlds is ajar. And listen. The sounds may seem as though they come from a distant land, but they call from your innermost chambers. And that gave me full body chills, Pile 2. You're incredibly powerful, Pile 2. But you know this. You're incredibly powerful. You're poised to win, I'm hearing. So don't allow the fears of the past to hinder where you are. You're expecting a tower, but look, the tower's in reverse. And your teams of light are saying that they had to put this here, so you had a physical representation to say, this isn't going to be just another tower moment moving forward. I think you've gone through a lot, Pile 2. You've gone through so much growth. You've gone through so much introspection. And your teams are saying that you're aligned with your purpose and you've done it. There's something that you came here to do and you've done it, Pile 2. So allow yourself to be in gratitude of yourself and everything you've achieved already this lifetime. I think you aren't giving yourself enough credit, Pile 2, where you find yourself right now. I think you are perhaps very forward focusing, and yeah, you have quite lofty dreams and desires, Pile 2, and your teams of light are saying that you're going to get there, but please acknowledge everything you've already done. They're wanting you to understand that you're coming from a space of perhaps past pain or hurt at this time, and this is making you want to rush forward, propel forward, as if you haven't done enough, as if you're not worthy of everything you've asked for, exactly where you are in the here and now. And they're saying, please stop, take a look around. The unseen is with you because you see everything. If you haven't already, try tapping into your Akashic records, Pile 2. Try asking for this in your dream time. Try sitting in meditation and asking to unlock your Akashic records, because I think this is going to help you understand where you are right now in your journey a little bit more. And I'm going to read a little bit from the guidebook for the Akashic Stargate, and this comes from the Gateway of Light Activations Oracle deck. 37. Your 37th birthday might have been real significant to you, Pile 2. That's just a confirmation. Akashic Stargate, aligned with purpose, crossroads, no wrong path. A stargate is a portal that can take us through space and time to a whole other universe. It's based on the concept of Einstein-Rosen bridge, or what is also known as the wormhole, where a speculative structure linking different points in space and time is created. In spirituality, a stargate is less about traveling on the physical three-dimensional level and more making progress on the spiritual. A feature of many traditions is the idea that all of us have a stargate in our hearts and connects us with the central lattice of connection, the divine matrix. The Buddha acknowledged we were the universe, while Jesus said the kingdom of heaven is within you. The Akashic Stargate transports us to a space where we are given the opportunity to make a decision to accelerate the realization of our purpose. And there's always a way of how to connect into what is on these oracle cards, and it says to connect, visualize yourself at a crossroads, tune into the direction that feels most joyful, light and loving. Imagine yourself walking that road, see all that it has to bring you. And yeah, that's exactly it, Pile 2. You're not at a crossroads, and I find it interesting that crossroads has been brought to this attention, because in hoodoo practices, if you cast at a crossroads, it makes things be more potent. So there's this idea of not wanting to, it's like not wanting to step on a crossroads. And if you do step in a particular way, you know, that can cause harm, or that can hinder and harm, or cause harmony and balance, depending what foot it is, which way you're turning and hopping, or what you're throwing on the crossroads, you know, in terms of, divination. So there's this idea of you feeling like that. I think you feel like you've made the wrong choice somewhere, Pile 2, and your teams of light are saying you haven't. It's just going to take a little bit more self-love and self-understanding to realize that you're exactly where you need to be right now, and to trust your teams of light. They've got you, they are holding you, and you're actually so clear, Pile 2. And it's funny because I've been doing a lot of research into Scientology, and their main understanding is that if to reach the highest state of their understanding is that you consider to yourself to be clear, and it's like you are clear, Pile 2. So there might be some of you that are connected to Scientology in this pile, which I find incredibly fascinating. And yeah, thank you for being here, I guess. But there is a level of clarity that you're not giving yourself credit for, Pile 2. You believe you don't know, but you do. I'm going to ask why that is. Why might Pile 2 believe that they don't know? And what advice do we have, Spirit, to help them through what feels like uncertainty? Yeah, I feel like you're incredibly hesitant of moving forward, Pile 2, because of matters of the heart. It's like you've really been burnt somewhere, Pile 2. 3 of Pentacles. I think you feel like you've only just gotten yourself back together, and you think, I cannot take another hit, Pile 2. Yeah, 6 of Swords. But you've moved into calmer waters, Pile 2. You've done so much to heal. Yeah, 3 of Swords in reverse. And these cards are here to remind you that you're not in this space. You're not in heartache anymore, Pile 2. And the towers have already fell, I'm hearing. And of course we'll always go through, trials and tribulations in life, but I'm hearing the worst is over, Pile 2. The worst is over. And I think you're afraid to believe that. And your teams of light are saying they understand this, but they want you to be excited for change. They want you to be excited about your path moving forward. The Page of Wands. And they want you to acknowledge all that no longer represents you. With these cards being at the end here, the Tower in reverse, I'm going to just call that, the 2 of Swords and the 3 of Swords in reverse. It's like, allow something to be done, to be over. And the bottom of the deck energy, we've got the Wheel. Allow for yourself to know that you've completed the task, Pile 2, and now you get to live your life exploring. And I've gone completely cold, which is my new sign that I'm on the right track. 100% is the confirmation for that. So I'm glad that that's come through for you. It's triple, quadruple confirmation for you, Pile 2. And, you know, that's coming from my teams of light. So not just yours, that's my teams telling you that what I'm saying is true. Trust me, trust my teams. I think you can do that, Pile 2. Yeah, some of you are having a real hard time believing that the worst is over. And yeah, I want to give you a massive hug, Pile 2, because I can feel just how much you've been through and how much of an uphill battle, uphill struggle it's been to get to this point. And your teams are saying, please take a beat, take a rest, take a beat, because yeah, you feel like you've been beaten up, Pile 2. You feel like you've been beaten up, you feel broken somewhere still, and your teams of light are saying that, you know, you are healing still, and that's okay, but remember that this is over. Don't perpetuate the feelings. Allow yourself to heal. Give yourself the nourishment that you need. There is something about you that is so... It's like so warrior-like, Pile 2, that you keep going to the fight. You keep going to fight this life, and your teams of light are saying, no, like, stop fighting life. Experience it and love it and allow life to love you. But you're just so ready for the battle, Pile 2, at all costs, because you are a warrior. You are, you know, a real strong soul, and they're saying your time of fighting is over, so surrender to that. And, you know, please take what resonates with regards to this. This might be metaphorically speaking, you know, this is going to mean a lot of different things to so many. But you don't have to fight to be worthy, is what is coming through, Pile 2. Yeah, 10 of Swords. There is an energy around you that makes you feel like you have to fight for it. And that's not healthy, Pile 2. We shouldn't feel like we have to fight for someone's attention. We shouldn't have to feel like we fight for something to be enjoyable, is what I want to say, Pile 2. So think about that. What makes you feel like you have to fight for it? And, you know, really be discerning with what I've said just there, because, you know, there are some things in life that, you know, are worth fighting for, but there is also energies out there that just perpetuate a layer of self that is no longer us, Pile 2. And it's going to take you to discern, to truly understand where you are right now. But trust in the experiences coming up for you, Pile 2. Trust that you will have a good time, is what I'm hearing. It's like you're fearful to engage with others. You're fearful to experience life right now because you have just been so hurt, Pile 2. So your teams of light are saying, use Sagittarius season to fill up your own cup, your own bowl. They're saying, please, 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 please nourish yourself, Pile 2. Nourish yourself and love yourself like you've never loved yourself before. And let other people love you, Pile 2. Let others love you. There's a strong energy of you always doing so much for others. Yeah, and I split the deck to the Starr. The universe wants to gift you so much, Pile 2. But they can't if you're terrified of life, is what I'm is what I'm hearing. And that's, oh, Pile 2, it's so sweet. And you know, I'm laughing because I think I can resonate with your energy quite a lot, Pile 2. Sometimes life gets real hectic and you think, I can't take another bad day. And I feel like that might be song lyrics or something somewhere. It's like, I just can't take another bad day. And I think that's the energy that you're in. So your teams are saying, honor that and please come back to self and explore more of this unseen. It's like you're going to find friends there, Pile 2. And this might be, you know, the unseen of starting a new job or a new project, or, you know, deciding to go somewhere that you've never been before and seeing what happens, pile 2. They're like, you're going to enjoy yourself. I think that if there is like an adventure coming up, they're saying please start to just look forward to what adventures are coming for you, pile 2, because somewhere already you've set the intentions for love, for prosperity, for clarity, for sensuality, for community, for family, for friendship, and they're saying it's all here when you're ready to explore it, pile 2, because it's like you frighten yourself into, it's not stagnancy, but I'm hearing stagnancy. You feel like you're in stagnant waters because you're not going out and experiencing all the things that the universe is trying to gift you, pile 2. So they're saying, you know, if you see something and you think, oh, I quite like to go to that, they're saying go and do that. Go and be that. Go and experience that, because you will enjoy it. And, you know, there might be aspects of it that you don't, but that's just life. I think you're like fresh out of the womb, pile 2, and I can definitely resonate with that. When you've gone through so much shadow work, you just think, I cannot deal with it anymore. And it's so funny, because I actually got tricked into doing more shadow work last night. I went to a workshop, and hello if you're watching, it was a really great experience. And, you know, I wasn't expecting what happened, and I thought I've 100% been tricked into doing more shadow work, because there was more that I needed to do, but I just thought I cannot face anymore. There has been so much, and, you know, it was a lot lighter. It was a different experience. I wasn't doing it alone, which was, yeah, it was just a different experience. And I thought, okay, I was tricked, but I can't be too mad because it wasn't painful. And I think that's it. Your teams are saying, you know, it won't be as painful. There might be aspects that you don't like, things coming up that are tricky, that are difficult, but it's not going to be this heart-wrenching pain anymore, pile 2. They promise, you know, they promise that life isn't going to be as painful as it has once been, pile 2. So trust and allow yourself to heal through this Sagittarius season. Please give yourself all of that self-love and self-nourishment, because you do truly deserve it, pile 2. There is somewhere in you that believes that you don't deserve to experience the happiness and joy in life. And I'm hearing this comes from another, pile 2. So please look at that. There is something that is still, it's still burning you from the inside out, pile 2. And you have to let this go. It hurts you. You have to let it go, pile 2. But that's all that I've got for you, pile 2. Thank you for trusting me to be your reader. And if you feel like this message will resonate with someone else, please share this video with them. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. But yeah, thank you for being here, pile 2. I love your energy. You're a beautiful soul. This is your energy. You know, look at all these gateways. Look at all of this majestic and expansive energy. This meadow here, I'm hearing lavender and thistle as well. They might be essences to connect with at this time. The northern lights, Pleiadian energy, Andromedan, and Sirius A and B. Stakaturian Kiana. That's something for someone. that's going to mean something to someone. I could feel something coming forward, and I was like, I don't know what that means. And I was like, I was trying to say a name or something. So take that if that resonates for you, pile 2. Hello, pile 3. This is your reading. Let's see what your spirit guides, teams, and guardians wish to say to you with regards to Sagittarius season. And the first card that I've got for you is from the Archetypes deck, and this is going to represent the energy that you are in at this time. And we've got the heart. Beautiful energy, pile 3. We've got the river and flow, 32. We've got Archangel Michael and transmutation. This comes from the Atlantis Angels Oracle deck, but for the longest time I thought it was called the Archangels Oracle deck. I feel sure that it changed its own name. We've got Dowsing Rods and Seeker. And the last card that we've got is Arcturian Light Codes, Evolutionary Downloads, Recalling Your Power, Future Thinking. I haven't seen this card in a real long time, and I absolutely love it, pile 3. Pile 3, I feel like I want to be on my knees and pray with you and to you, Pile 3. There is a layer of mastery that you've uncovered within self that you truly are not allowing yourself to see. And your spirit guides, teams, and guardians are saying, you've done the most, Pile 3. You've done the most, you see the most, and go into a state of flow. This Sagittarius season, they're really wanting you to just start to flow with life, Pile 3. And it's like you keep crossing yourself off. You keep writing yourself off of things because you think that you aren't powerful enough, and they're saying that you are. Like, this is your energy. You might resonate as being an Arcturian starseed. You might have lived a lifetime with the Arcturians, but this is you. Your energy represents this, you know. And look at that. There's no words that can describe that. You know, Arcturian light codes. Your light body is so bright, Pile 3. And I think you are someone that's achieved a lot already in the spiritual path, Pile 3. And, you know, you might have a real successful platform already. That might be something you're building up to. But whatever it is, the next stage in your evolution, you keep writing yourself off because you think that you're not ready for it. But you are, Pile 3. You're so ready. And, yeah, I'm almost getting, like, I don't know, I'm hearing exasperated, but I don't think that's the right word. Sometimes words just come in that aren't right, but it's like I don't know. There's something about your energy where I just want to be like, no, like, you've got it. And yeah, I really want to cheerleader you, Pile 3, where you are right now, and say, you got this, like, you can do it, and I believe in you, I trust in you. And yeah, I would put my life in your hands, Pile 3, is what I want to share. You know, that's a layer of understanding I'm feeling from your energy. I would put my life in your hands, and I would trust you with that, Pile 3. Maybe this is to some that want children, and you feel like you cannot look after a little life, I'm hearing, which is so, you know, it's so incredibly beautiful that you are, you know, you're fearful of that. And of course it's a massive journey to decide to take, but you are ready, Pile 3, exactly as you are today. And, you know, whether you're a masculine or feminine watching this, like, you would be a great mother, great father, you know, everything in between that. You would make a great parent couple, is what I want to share. You know, coexisting in divine light. That is possible, Pile 3. You live in divine light. Your heart is incredibly open to so many. I think you are sassy, a lot of you here, which makes you sometimes think that your heart isn't open, but I'm hearing you're only sassy when it's called for it, Pile 3. So trust in that energy too. Trust that you know what you're doing, Pile 3. I'm going to read a little bit of the heart from the guidebook, although, yeah, I'm not, okay, I'm going to do it, but I'll speak afterwards. I have trouble finding the first page of this. The heart. 1, 2, 5. That might be an angel number specific for you, Pile 3. 1, 2, 5. The heart. Some say there is a cave at the center of the earth. Some say that there is a sea. Oh my gosh. Some say that there is a cave at the center of the heart, but I said the earth, which I find interesting. Others say it's a pool with a flowing white lotus. Imagine yourself there and draw what you see. Actually, please do this, Pile 3. I'm hearing that some of you really need to get into your creative essence. I'm going to read that again without stammering my words. Some say there is a cave at the center of the heart. Others say it's a pool with a flowering white lotus. Imagine yourself there and draw what you see. So please do that, Pile 3. Imagine yourself there and draw what you see there. Recall the last time your heart was touched, soaked in every detail you can, and feel the heart awaken. Recall the last time your heart was touched, soaked in every detail you can, and feel the heart awaken. Recall the last time your heart was touched, soaked in every detail. You can feel the heart awaken. When in light, expanse, knowing, gentle clarity. When in dark, fraught, tangled, betrayal. The heart, the home, the center, the throne. It is possible from an imaginal point of view to sense the heart as a place. Either we are there within the realms of expansion and compassion, or we have drifted somewhere else. There is no in between. It is common for us to leave the archetype center without realizing it as the world, within its seductive twists and turns, offers its frequent departure. I'm going to read that bit again. It is common for us to leave this archetypal center without realizing it without realizing it as the world, with its seductive twists and turns, offers us a frequent departure. We may even become a stranger to the landscape of the heart, leaving it vacant leaving it vacant for long stretches of time. The seat of the heart is often reclaimed by nature, music, dance, and the presence of children or animals. This card encourages us to move past the layers of life's tangles and knots and enter the wild and sacred center of the self. The most precious throne in the galaxy is awaiting your return. And I feel like the energy that I was setting there is you, pile 3. I feel like there is a lot of stopping and starting, or hesitancy, or fear of saying too much, of being wrong in some way, or it's like, have I made the wrong decisions up until this point? And your teams of light are all saying no, pile 3. They're all saying no, and it's okay. It's okay, pile 3, is what I want to share. It's okay to open up your heart. It's okay to set yourself free. I'm going to read a little bit of the Arcturian light codes as well, which is angel number 49 on there for you. Arcturian light codes, evolutionary downloads, recalling power, future thinking. Yeah, my throat chakra is feeling a little bit tight now as well, pile 3, so that might be something that you wish to work on. Arcturian is a giant red star. Arcturus is a giant red star that is among the giant stars seen from the northern hemisphere. It is around 25 times larger than our sun and can be found just beyond the Big Dipper. Many believe that there are light beings living on a blue planet orbiting Arcturus, who are in the 5th or even higher dimensions. Some think that they could be prototype for what is possible on planet Earth. They are described as blue beings, for when they appear to those who can see them clairvoyantly, they often are blue-skinned and emanating blue light in their auric field. The Arcturian race are here to help those on Earth who feel to facilitate healing and to move beyond draconian and patriarchal ways of being. They guide us to realize that we have a great opportunity to evolve beyond these limiting states, and if we don't, we'll be stuck on the karmic wheel for thousands of years before we can get our next opportunity. If you feel the call to be to the Arcturians for this information, it could indicate a past or future incarnation of the Arcturian planet, or that you have Arcturian guides working with you. And there's always a way to be able to connect in with the gateway or the light code that is present on the oracle cards. And the way to connect in with this with the Arcturian light codes is to imagine yourself enveloped in golden, orange and blue light. Then say, great blue beings of Arcturian race, thank you for downloading into my frequency forward-thinking energies that will support my evolution. Great blue beings of Arcturian race, thank you for downloading into my frequency forward-thinking energies that will support my evolution. Great blue beings of Arcturian race, thank you for downloading into my frequencies, forward-thinking energies that will support my evolution. And first of all, I would just like to state that it's not only the Arcturians that have a blue race of being, as Pleiadians do also. And yeah, I have seen my blue Pleiadian self. Yeah, it's pretty intense, actually. But there is a layer of your energy that is needing to expand beyond where you find yourself right now, pile 3, and you're ready. That's what it is. You're ready. And I've gotten so lost in your energy, pile 3. Like, I genuinely forgot what I was doing. I forgot that I was even doing a reading. I felt like I was sat with an old friend. And you are an incredible host. you pull people into your energy and it feels like home to them. Yeah, the Knight of Cups, you seduce people, Pile 3, with your energy. You don't know this about yourself. 8 of Wands, and that's going to make sure that your life is forever moving. You know how to work this world, and the energies beyond it. There was a lot of expansive energy here with the Empress, and the Earth being shown here, depicted here, and then we've got the Moon, and we've got water wings. There is a lot of expanse. We've got thought and transmutation with Archangel Michael, and we've got the Queen of Cups. You have the most cards that you have, the tarot cards of all piles that represents positivity. Pile 3 is what I want to share, and the Hierophant. There is something that is, you make people laugh, Pile 3. This is something that you don't know about yourself too. Your guides are saying you're incredibly funny, and you bring a lot of joy and laughter to a lot of spaces, Pile 3. So they're saying trust in the energy. Yeah, the Page of Pentacles wants to be shown but doesn't want to be put down. You're on your path to prosperity, Pile 3. I think this might be the reason why you are lacking your abilities at this time. Maybe you feel like you're not being paid what you're worth just yet, and your guides are saying it's coming. Please just trust in the energies of where you are right now, and trust that everything is happening in divine right time. Yeah, they're saying please don't get stuck in feeling like you've been left out, because you haven't. Things are just coming in for you. It's going to be so beautiful, your pathway forward, Pile 3. And we've got the 5 of Swords. Yeah, this thing, it's like things are being filtered out for you, Pile 3, that aren't supposed to be in your energy. I keep pulling all these cards that, are connected to, perhaps more negative aspects, and they don't want to go down the table. And I finally come to the 2 of Cups that wants to be put down. They're saying they are filtering out things that no longer need to be in your vicinity, Pile 3. So they're saying trust the things that you can't see right now, Ace of Swords, because perhaps I feel like your teams are preventing things coming forward that are going to hinder your progress, Pile 3. So if you feel like you are experiencing a lot right now, whether that be in spiritual expansion, whether this be, you feel like you're not having as an exciting time as everyone else, you might be feeling quite hermity at this time. And they're saying they're doing that because your energy is so potent right now that they don't want, lower vibrational energies to be disrupting where you are right now, because you're in a pivotal point in your journey and your expansion, Pile 3. They want you to stay in these energies of the Empress and the Queen of Cups. They're saying that you've been trusting yourself, and you've not been rushing ahead. I feel like there's some energies around you that want you to rush perhaps towards them, Pile 3. I'm hearing this might be love interest even, Pile 3, which is real interesting. There's some people that, there's some people really pulling on your energy. I think these might be energies of the past, Pile 3. And they're saying, they're just not letting it through. Ace of Wands. I'm really pleased to hear that, Pile 3, for you. It's like, I'm hearing like people that have made you cry, they're saying just no. And we've got the Sun for you at the bottom of the deck, Pile 3. So if you wanted confirmation about something, about someone, it's like if someone has really made you cry in the past, they don't have access to you, Pile 3. And they're not going to have access to you, because there's something that is more suited to you waiting, Pile 3. 9 of Pentacles. You're on your way to a path that hasn't been walked before, Pile 3. And it's very galactic with this Arcturian light codes energy. There's a lot of galactic energy here. Whether that's necessarily going to transpire to be, a galactic presence in your life, I feel like because of previous lifetimes, perhaps potential future lifetimes or understandings, it's like these light beings are bringing this information for you. And, I consider everything of expanse to be a light being, but specifically, this extraterrestrial energy is coming forward and is helping you. That's so funny. I'm hearing that I know you, Pile 3, too. I know you. And, you know, I resonate as being a Pleiadian starseed, so there is an energy of this forward motion that, you know, all of us starseeds are in together. We are a collective of presence of energy at this time. And I think, you know, there are sometimes, not that I've seen it much, but there are sometimes, you know, this, you know, if you're an Arcturian, you're the best. If you're a, you know, if you are of Orion descent, you are the best. But like every race of being thinks that they're, you know, the best, I guess, somewhere. But I'm hearing that, you know, outside of that narrative, outside of that, you know, perhaps jestful and boastful understandings, that, you know, we perhaps have a lower vibrational energy in a comical way. I'm hearing. It's not a negative way, you know, there's not out here starseeds fighting, or at least I hope there's not. I haven't come into contact with that yet, but they're saying, you know, we are all a team and we are all in this together. And it's like, you've been filling so many cups full of light codes, full of majestic energy. You know, you might not consider yourself to be a starseed or think that you are a starseed yet, Pile 3, but you have a lot of light energy that you've been spreading with others. You know, the galactic realms might not be your realm. You might be heavily connected to the spiritual realms, or, you know, expansive energy in other ways. It doesn't have to be, you know, extraterrestrial beings. I never know exactly what to say with that, to be honest with you. I feel like there needs to be another word, but you're connected to light, to divinity, to divine source creation. Yeah, you might come from a, like, you know, a very specific